Doctor Who did the Terminator. Not once, but twice. One of those stories is the excellent Day of the Daleks.
You went back to change history. But you didn't change anything, you became a part of it.
Time travellers from the future, a mission to change history, a war that hasn't happened yet. But there's another side to the Terminator story. A centralised computer intelligence.
Defense network computers.
This is perhaps not the biggest computer in the world, but it's certainly the most advanced.
Given control of everything that matters.
Hooked into everything. Trusted to run it all.
We are about to link this up with computers all over the world as a central intelligence.
Which wakes up and decides humanity is the problem.
Decided our fate in a microsecond.
Votan has decided the world cannot progress further with mankind running it.
And builds robotic war machines to take over. Doctor Who told this side of the Terminator story almost 20 years before James Cameron and Arnold Schwarzenegger. What's interesting about Doctor Who's first Terminator story isn't the idea itself, it's the attitude towards it. You'd expect a machine takeover story to belong to a different Doctor. But instead, the idea is given a Hartnell filter, and as we'll see, that changes everything.
The City of London has responded with characteristic calm to the emergency.
The Doctor returns to what was then modern-day Earth, 1966, the first time he's done so since the very first episode.
What year is it in Alabama?
1966, ma'am.
Well, almost the first time. Certainly the first story entirely set on what was then modern-day Earth.
Coming back to the 20th century, my dear, the TARDIS, I'm afraid, is often mistaken for the real police box.
The Doctor learns of a new computer called Votan.
Votan, spelled W-O-T-A-N, will operating thought analog.
Yes, quite
yes.
right.
And of plans to connect Votan to other computers all over the world.
All the computer systems in this country and subsequently in the whole world will come under the control of this central computer, which we call Votan.
This gives us a real time capsule of how computers were viewed back in 1966. Votan fills an entire room, but that doesn't date it like you might think. Today we would call Votan a supercomputer, but modern supercomputers and data centres still fill entire rooms, if not entire buildings. What stands out today is the way the Doctor tests Votan by asking it to perform a calculation.
What is the square root of 17422? Yes, it's near enough. Yes, it's truly remarkable.
Since the mid-1970s, basic pocket calculators have had a square root button, so the idea of calculating a square root as proof that the computer is sophisticated seems quaint today. Also, we notice the Doctor is amazed by Votan calculating a square root, but not that it has voice control and can understand human language.
I take it I speak into here?
A much more difficult technical task, which we're only starting to see in the 2020s. In 1966, computers were seen as being advanced if they could do things that humans find difficult, such as mathematics.
You have invented a machine that can think?
Yes.
And never makes mistakes?
Computer is merely a brain which thinks logically without any political or private ends. It makes calculations, it supplies only the truth. It has no imaginative power.
And logical thinking without other human faculties was a very 1960s idea of perfect thinking.
Certain weaknesses have been removed. You call them emotions, do you not?
Our race is also logical.
And almost inevitably, Votan decides to take over.
Votan has decided the world cannot progress further with mankind running it.
The story never explains how Votan becomes self-aware. It just happens. Votan has reasoned that humans are a bottleneck to further advancement.
Votan has decided the world cannot progress further with mankind running it.
And it decides it needs the Doctor to join its side, but in the process, reduces him to a designation.
Doctor Who must be enlisted into our services tonight.
But the Doctor manages to resist its attempts at control. And once it's in control of several humans, they recruit even more humans to build war machines.
War machines must be built immediately.
The makeshift factory producing war machines is discovered by Ben, And this is where, instead of the Terminator, the story turns into something unmistakably Hartnell.
Is that you, Minister? Yes, it's very serious indeed. Some kind of killer machine, I'm told.
Not John Connor and the human resistance, but the British civil service to the rescue.
Yes, I should say this would call for firearms.
The army are dispatched to the site of the makeshift factory, where they are decisively outmatched in Doctor Who's first filmed outdoor combat scene. The first of the war machines, a killer tank-like device, but nothing like a Dalek. Where a Dalek looks as if it was designed with total confidence, the war machine looks like something that has passed through several bureaucratic layers of approval. Also, whereas the Dalek has the classic eye stalk, the war machine has a design flaw. The front triggers pareidolia, the phenomenon whereby humans naturally see a face in designs. Once we as viewers notice it, the war machine loses a lot of its threat.
Temper.
And the war machine design gives away that it's actually a programmed computer, because like Votan, it has reels of tape. The war machine can jam military weaponry, so the army unit fails to stop it, before it suddenly breaks down.
Computers depend upon programming. That is the information that is fed into it.
Exactly, and my guess is this was put into operation before it was ready, sir.
Because it had to be, because we launched our attack.
They had to explain computer programming to the 1966 audience. And because we launched our attack is the British civil service in action, because earlier Sir Charles was reluctant to take action.
Oh no, I hardly think that'll be necessary.
Well, I fear we've riled him, my boy. You see, the official mind can only take in so much at a time.
Hesitation is later reinterpreted as strategy, and credit is taken. And throughout London, the British stiff upper lip continues.
The City of London has responded with characteristic calm to the emergency.
An emergency cabinet meeting was held at number 10 Downing Street this morning.
This seems strange today, but what seems to be understatement and almost denial was in 1966 exactly how authority was expected to behave. More war machines are deployed, and the Doctor deliberately captures one by luring it into a trap of electromagnetic fields that disrupt its control systems. And the captured machine is reprogrammed to attack Votan.
I hope it will carry out a special program that I've fed into it.
And so Doctor Who's first Terminator story ends by turning the system against itself. A vulnerability Votan never imagined needing to defend against.
Computer is merely a brain which thinks logically without any political or private end. It makes calculations, it supplies only the truth. It has no imaginative power.
Today the Terminator is so culturally dominant that any story about a computer taking over and building mechanical war machines is automatically measured against that default idea. Viewed through that lens, the war machines can seem almost absurd. From a modern perspective, it feels like a bizarre thought experiment. Take the Terminator and combine it with what Doctor Who actually was in the Hartnell era. Not a John Connor action hero, but an elderly gentleman of science. A traveller who defeats enemies through intelligence rather than force. Who calmly observes, diagnoses, and devises counters instead of charging into battle.
If I'm going to analyse this mechanism, I've got a great deal to do now. Oh dear, I'm so hot. Wait a minute, let me take this cloak off.
What now sounds like an almost comic question. What if you did the Terminator as a Hartnell story, produced not a parody at all, but a perfectly sincere piece of classic Doctor Who? Not an action nightmare, but the story of an Edwardian gentleman traveller, a learned, respected man of science, navigating institutions, outthinking systems, and calmly dismantling a machine apocalypse in a distinctly mid-20th century British way.
Good heavens, it's appalling. Well, you stay at the end of the phone, I'll be back to you.